Alright, yeah, dude, I build apps, I code, I spend literally hours every single day coding, and I built my website in fucking Notion, dude. Alright, this is actually super.so. I'm gonna put that in the title because, yeah, dude, you don't have to build everything in code. Okay, I'm just gonna show you. Basically, this is my website, and it's funny because Super is a Vercel. It's hosted on Vercel and built on Next.js, and you get this little like Vercel toolbar here, even though it's not your product because it's, I don't know, your domain or some shit like that. But anyways, this is my website, and the beautiful thing about this is I'm building apps and I'm building multiple apps, and really the point of this website, it's sort of to sell. It helps to kind of have a website to talk about what you do and who you are. But the main thing is documentation. I need to be able to tell people exactly how something works, have my own place to kind of explain that, and it would be nice if it looked kind of professional and if it had my own domain on it. Okay, so we can see these are the apps that I have, and some of this might be slow because it has to pre-render. I believe with Super, they render it kind of on demand, but they cache every page as soon as you render it, and then it's every 15 minutes and it's invalidated or something like that. That's what I would imagine. But we have really nice breadcrumbs here. I love fucking breadcrumbs for documentation pages. Maybe I should do sidebar nav. Anyways, we have a bunch of different documentation for all of my apps, and we have, let's see, so down here we have some different links, and actually up here as well, so we can go to the apps. We can see all of the apps that are active. We can see all of the articles that I've written. And the beautiful thing about this is if I want to embed a YouTube video or write an article, as you can see, I just clicked on this, and I think this is kind of a problem with Super. I wish there was like a button that you could press to just pre-render everything so it would be fast, but yeah, you can literally so easily, because all you're doing here is you're writing everything in Notion. Like I want to add a space here actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to streamlined apps, and this is that website. And then let's just find this article. So how to create call summaries, and I'm just going to go ahead and add a space there. So that's not going to show up on here unless I like refresh the Super dashboard, but I know that that change is going to propagate. And whenever I need to add documentation, all I do is create a page in Notion. It's so fucking easy, dude. Literally, like, I just paste in a YouTube video. I can link out to other pages. Previously, I had built a system that would use the Notion API. It would go to a database. It would say, okay, give me this page details. So it would give me, like, related apps, the description. And then I would have to parse related, this related apps field and turn that into this kind of link. Add, the hover effect. And yeah, I mean, it's not perfect. There's no padding. PX, PY, or yeah, there's no padding on the sides, which I could add that with CSS, but honestly, I'm not too bothered. But it's a great starting point, and I don't want to have to mess with this, all these tiny fucking details. I can if I want, but in general, all I need to do is document this stuff for my customers and kind of show them how stuff works. And of course, I can add links, I can add kind of custom buttons, I can have this nice call to action button at the top here, and overall, it's just really nice. Yeah, dude, like, I've built websites in pure code before, and it's fun, it's cool until you have to make changes and stuff is breaking and you don't want to have to maintain it. And, like, with this, it's really not that hard, And going forward, I can basically do anything I want in Notion. I can bold text, underline it, change the color, and I just know it's going to show up in this rather than having to, like, add that functionality in myself. So yeah, I mean, with Super, I'm paying $26 a month. So 16 for hosting, which is wild, by the way. 16 for hosting, and then $10 extra on top of that for analytics. I wish I could just add my own Vercel analytics, but I don't know if that's really how it works. But yeah, I mean, I certainly think it's worth it because, like, the time saved, the website, dude, you know how to know when you're actually running a real business. Like, I remember when I was first starting my business, I didn't build a website because I was like, that's a waste of time, dude. Or no. All right, hang on. My first business, I literally spent like a week think of the business name. The 2 weeks after that was like coming up with a logo and like building a website. And I never used the website or the logo. It was completely pointless. And so after that, I didn't even build a website for my business. And whenever I did, it just felt like a waste of time because barely anyone visits your website unless it's like a truly online business. And with this, it actually is, so it kind of makes sense. But my point is, I think that's how you kind of know you're running a real business, is where you have more stuff to do on the customer service, fulfillment, product side. And then when it comes to like building the website, it's more of a nuisance, you know? And so I got it done, you know. Let me just show you my, my super kind of dashboard. So I just cut it up, and we have a shit ton of CSS rules in here. This is a fucking mess. I didn't really label anything, so I'm sure it's gonna be a pain in the ass in the future. But beautiful thing with the CSS is you can just comment stuff out and see how it changes stuff. But yeah, dude, it's cool because it kind of just like you can fix a lot of the stuff that you don't like with CSS. Like if I come into, let's go to this page and let's just see. See, this is what I'm talking about. See, I'm clicking on these pages, but they're not like rendered. I don't know. I think it has to hit Notion's API, and then it must have like a server side function to render out that page, which is really slow. But either way, you can see that these have no padding. So what we can do is we can open these up in, let's just come back here and open this. And then if I do inspect element, this is how I do inspect element. By the way, this is such a good feature, this top left thing. And then it lets you select anything. So let's just select this whole item here. So looking on the right, this is Notion property relation. This looks right. So Notion property relation. This is the class that we want to target. And we can see Notion, we can see all the classes that are applied to it. So padding, so it has padding right, padding bottom, padding left. Let's try just adjusting this. Is it going to let me adjust it? If we get rid of that padding, okay. Interesting. It doesn't seem to do anything. Maybe we have to apply a hover state. So if I just go hover, we'll see padding. Interesting. So maybe that's not the right class. Maybe we need to go like a layer deeper. So now we can see position relative and margin right, padding 0. Oh shit, yo, this is one of my other classes, dude. This has to be one of my other classes. Let's come back here. This is kind of the problem with, I guess, fucking with the classes, is I end up with a shit ton of fucking overrides here. Everything's marked as important, and I don't know where the hierarchy is, how it's supposed to work, but somewhere in here, I'm sure we have some kind of... This one's padding 0 pixels. Oh shit, yo, look at that, dude. So if we come back here, we see those two classes, margin right 10 pixels, and then padding 0. Fuck, dude. Alright. Well, maybe we do 5 pixels or something. And then let's see. Yeah, so that fixes that. I think the issue was really with like wrapping and stuff. So if we come back, I have like this page, which has a bunch of... it's documentation and it links to certain apps. So like examples of an app. Dude, for fuck's sake. And if you'll allow me to bounce around a little bit more, the beautiful thing about Notion is that I can have synced blocks. So this is a synced block. That means it's the same block across multiple pages. And if I change this, the wording here at all, it'll update across all the pages. So it's kind of like a website in that way. You can create components. And then we also have the synced FAQ and get in touch buttons. So that part's really nice. But, for God's sake. Okay, now it worked. So I guess the issue was it wasn't lining up, but that actually looks fine. So we have padding. Let's do padding. Let's do padding left is going to be 10 pixels. And then padding right is going to be 10 pixels. So normally with these kind of pill shaped things, you want to do more padding on the sides than you do on the top. But these aren't applying, so I need to do important. Okay, how does that look? Yeah, that looks a lot better. Well, okay. So now let me make sure that this didn't fuck anything else up. I mean, I guess this is the issue with Super is you end up just fucking with CSS classes. But I do tend to prefer this to building my own website. I mean, with this, like, at least I can just kind of call it good enough, you know? With your own website, it's not really good enough. Like, you can always make it better, you know? It's almost like that paradox of choice where if you have the option to make it better, you might as well, and so you end up wasting time on that. But with this, it's going to be good enough, and then I'm just going to call it, you know, which is, I guess, the beautiful thing about that. So, let's see. What I want to check is, I just updated that kind of link to a separate page. I guess it looks okay. That one looks okay. That's just a document. And then I believe we have another page here, which is linking out. Yeah, so that's linking. Okay, that actually looks better. Yeah, so it's fixed. So, boom, I'll save that. And, yeah, dude. I mean, Super's fucking expensive, but I think it's worth it. And, yeah. The ultimate lesson here is if you're a developer, don't waste time on your website. Build your product, build your app, make it good, talk to customers, and solve problems. Don't just build a bitchin' website, because I know you want to. You know, the website is nice, but it's not important. Anyways, that's the. Let me clarify. The design isn't that important. The content can be, depending on kind of your product. I guess it depends on the niche. Like Trigger.dev is a product I use. They're a startup, and they have a really nice website, and they've rebuilt it a couple of times. But it makes sense because if I'm looking for a product to solve a problem, they have a lot of competition. They kind of have to stand out. They have to make it very clear what they do, and they need a website that does that. And so this is good. I mean, you open this website and you go, okay, this is what they do, and I can use this. But in a lot of other scenarios, you don't actually want to do that. You just want to have a very basic website. Yeah. All right. Anyways, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that stuff.